Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and in this video I want to take a channel bead by Global Chic and fill it with seed beads. So I have an example here, and I just want to show you how this would look on some cord if you're going to use a cord to make a bracelet. So it's a really nice way of being able to pull out the colors in your cord and accessorize with these fun beads. So I've pulled out some other seed beads. Now these are Czech glass, size 11-0, and they're on a hank, so they're already pre-strung, which is perfect for this project. If you're using seed beads that are not pre-strung, you will want to string them. Just go ahead and use some Nymo or whatever string you have at home. So what you're going to need is you're going to need the bead core, you're going to need the seed beads, some type of applicator for your glue and a post-it pad, pair of scissors, and some E6000. So not a lot of tools or supplies, which is really nice. So I'm going to use this really pretty purple color. And then I've got my bead. Let me put this aside. So what you'll first want to do is go ahead and pull one strand out of the hank. And you're just going to grab the beads right at the top and pull. So you actually don't need to cut anything. So just let that be down on your table. Go ahead, put some of the E6000 glue on your Post-it note. Now, E6000 does take a while to get to a hard cure, but it does start to dry relatively quickly, so you do want to work in a timely manner. You don't want to put your glue down on your notepad and then walk away for a half hour. You do want to do this right away. So not touching the glue and holding the channel bead by the ends, we're just going to fill this well with glue, and we don't want it to be too thick. We really want to spread it out. But we do want to make sure it covers from top to bottom. And you do not want to be touching the E6000, so you want to make sure you just hold this bead carefully and you can just rotate it. I do like E6000 for this project because I can actually see the glue and it's got some heft to it. It's a little bit of a thicker glue, which I think works really well considering we're going to be setting the seed beads down into it. I actually did try this with a much looser glue and it did not work as well. So take your beads, and I like to actually not start from the end for this project. I like to start from the middle, and that's so all my beads have some nice tension to them already. I found if I started at the end, I ended up with some gaps. So we're just going to lay the beads into the glue. You can even stick your finger up into that bead. Now we're just going to wrap them around. Keep wrapping until you can wrap no more. And then go ahead and press them in place. You might find you can wrap a little bit more when you start pressing them in place. And there we go. And you saw that these just dropped off. That's totally fine. We still have the beads we can work with here from the main hank. And I'm just pushing them in place and scooting them a little bit along. And because my E6000 was not too thick, I can press these down and the E6000 is not coming up the sides, which is ideal. So grab your bead. Okay, and then look at where your strand is. Make sure that all looks good. Okay, and then right here, give yourself about 1/4 of an inch beyond where your beads are set down into the channel bead, and cut, and then let those little beads fall off. And what you ideally want is a little tail left that is sticking out. So any extra beads, just go ahead, remove them. And then cut this tail to be about 1/4 of an inch as well. And then take a little bit more glue, and you might at this point need to put down some fresh glue. You might even want to use the other side of your applicator because you don't want it to be too gloopy. And then just put some glue right over that tail on both sides. Just press it down. You can even scoot the beads over it. But because you left that string in there, even if you missed a little spot of glue over here, the beads are going to stay put. You do not want to pull that string out. Okay, and we are done. We're just going to let that dry. And then when it's dry, we can add it to our bracelet project. So carefully remove that bead if you've got it on your finger. There you go. Just let it dry and you'll be all set. And that is how you add seed beads to a Global Chic channel bead.